2, 1.
Can I welcome into the studio our science expert, Steve Mould, who's going to be explaining exactly how Helen's tricks work. That worked out well, didn't it?
Yeah. A lot of tricks like this do depend on science. We're not scientists.
Yeah.
Steve is.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's here. Right, Steve, I wasn't doing that with the power of my mind, was I? What I was doing was pushing the back of the bottle. That's all you have to do. Push the back of the bottle and down it goes. But why?
Well, this packet of tomato sauce has got a bubble of air trapped inside it. Now, air is really light, so the whole thing floats. But when you squeeze the bottle, everything inside gets squeezed as well, even that bubble of air. And when you squeeze air, it gets smaller, right? And if you can squeeze the bottle hard enough, you can make that bubble so small that it can't hold the packet afloat anymore, and it just sinks down to the bottom.
So is that how submarines work as well?
Yeah, exactly. And fish.
Goldfish?
Fish have got a little, all fish have got a little pocket of air that they squeeze to keep afloat.
That's a good little fact bite for the day, isn't it?
Yeah, well done. OK, now you think your trick was quality? I've got a little something special lined up for you. OK, right. What if I said you could jump into a pool of water and come out bone dry?
I'd say you're a crazy liar.
Well, I'm not a crazy liar, but this is definitely a trick that Merlin will be very much impressed with. Basically, I've got some sand here that you can get from your toy shops, and basically it's a special sand, and basically it looks and feels like normal sand. Look at that. But check this out. It doesn't act like it. Look at this. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
What is happening?
How mad is that?
That's like crystallised.
Why is that happening, Steve?
Well, this sand has been treated in a special way, right? So that it repels water. It doesn't let water touch its surface. So you can see it's floating on the top. It's actually floating on a thin layer of air. And when it drops into the water in clumps, you can actually see that layer of air. You see how it's got a kind of a sheen to it, like a silvery sheen? Oh, yeah, that's a layer of air that separates the sand from the water and keeps it dry.
Look at that. When I take my hand out,
Still dry.
back to normal sand again. That is
That
phenomenal.
is so dry.
Well, that's all very well and good, but I think I can go one better than that.
I should have known with something here.
Right, you've all heard about walking on water, but that is so last century. Why would you want to walk on something boring like water when you can walk on something amazing like custard, my people?
Custard?
Right,
That's
so
real custard.
this is real custard. Have a try. It's
little.
perfectly edible. Now, do you think that I can get these beautiful legs on that custard?
Nah, mate.
I don't think you can walk on that. It's liquid.
So, hold on, you're actually going to walk on that custard? And...
Yes, I'm going to walk on this custard. Can you imagine a bit of apple pie on this, me walking on a massive apple pie like such?
I'd be tucking in if it was apple
Love a bit of
pie.
apple
So, are you ready? Head on, I
Go
want to use your skill of the counting in, which I am very impressed with. So, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to do it.
Don't talk like that. 3, 2, 1.
Go on, then.
And he's off!
The splashes!
And I'm not sinking!
That is incredible. Keep going. He's just on the surface of it, everyone.
Oh, no.
And this is my little dancing here, a river dance.
No, what's it?
And it's going everywhere!
No, Steve, how is that working?
Well, custard sometimes acts like a liquid, but sometimes it acts like a solid. I've got these CDs to show you what I mean.
Keep
The
going.
important ingredient is starch, right? And these starch particles kind of move around each other and behave like a liquid if you're gentle.
Right.
But if you hit it hard or stand on it, it clumps together and gets tangled and acts like a solid.
Right,
a bit like if I press these CDs together, see, they act like a solid. But if I let go, they're like liquid.
Right, I get
So,
it.
together with pressure, they stick together,
Exactly.
and when you release the pressure, they kind of...
Like if you want to grab some in your hands and it'll act like a solid.
So what happens when he stops, then?
Well, if you stop, you sink into the...
I've just felt
Just
that there.
stay there, Joel, for a while. Thank you, Steve.
Can't
Now
actually
we've
get...
finally worked out how we can control him.
Yeah.
A big bath of custard.
Well, if you try and pull out too hard, it'll turn into a solid and you won't be able to get out.
Can we just keep him there for the rest
Just,
of the day?
just
There we
stop
go.
where you are,
That'd
Joel.
be
Have a little
awesome.
rest.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels
Well,
really
Steve,
nice.
thank you so much. Really appreciate you explaining.
very
It's
much.
very nice of you.